Camera. Hey. Hold on. There we go. Good morning and happy Friday. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you've all had a wonderful start to your day. Let's get into it. It's about time. Alright. It is hair time, I think. Okay, stroke. No. Preferences, draw. Dynamic brush scale. Bridge comes down way lower. Where's infinite depth? Okay. Split and masked points. Okay, so we just have the head right here. What are our different hair options? Let's go back to this one, shall we? a polygroup. Work on the overall shape of the hair first. That goes like in right there. Hey, what's up, my dude? How are you? It's good to see you. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kind of like make this smooth all the way around. Nice. What time you gotta go in? 1 o'clock or something? Ugh, dude, 1:30 to 10? That sucks. Do you prefer morning shifts or afternoon ones? Also, something I wanted to show you because it looked super sick. Hold on. Is it dead? Maybe it wasn't this. It was this, okay. It really depends. You like to sleep in, but you do like getting off around 4 or 5 to do stuff. Yeah, I get that. I think I agree with you. I would much rather have like my afternoons to be able to do things. I don't know if you're into Kickstarter at all, but I saw this and it looked super sick and I wanted to share it with you. Ooh, that does work. See, the overall shape would be this goes out and then comes back in. So what's the best way to achieve that? Maybe if I did some... Maybe... what's clay do for me here? Okay. So... definitely more like... be like that. Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, it's already like close to 50K and there's still 28 days to go. I think comics and board games feel like they take a little bit to actually reach their goal. Like, they'll eventually reach their goal over however many days. Board games, I feel like, reach their goal almost immediately. It's weird. Dude, that's huge. Where'd you find that? Very cool pickup. Basically, like, ooh, who's the artist? That's cool. Sometimes you can find such sweet stuff at Books A Million. I don't know if we have any Books A Millions here, but we have something similar called Half Price Books. Matt Frank. Let me see if I know any other things that he's done. Matt Frank, comic artist. No, okay, this guy just does... Seems like he mostly does Godzilla stuff. That's cool. Then some Ultraman too. Very cool. Yeah, that's sick. That stuff looks great. Dan, similar to how I feel about Dan Mora and Power Rangers. I love Dan Mora's like Power Rangers art. Like, he did this big mural. He does like, it's just like so clean. Godzilla, Rulers of Earth. Oh. That's awesome. You'll have to let me know how it is. I need to pick up the other like Power Rangers versus Godzilla copy, or like the newer one that came out. I think there's like a second volume now. see. Oh, yeah. I wonder if it was like a special edition or something. But yeah, I'm much more of like a person that likes to collect like the whole thing versus individual issues. Okay. I also feel like when it comes to comics, I'm not very good at like keeping up with weekly releases. So I'd much prefer to just wait till for like the whole thing to come out. And you usually get like sweet like special editions or like extra content or like sketches or like really cool hardcovers. So I think it's usually worth it. Okay. If I take this, kind of like start using it to draw, like, and then I kind of use that as the basis for where the hair swoops are. Oops. Donovan, have you watched the Apple series yet? Like Legacy of Monsters, I think, or something like that? What if I took this and I just started moving you up like this? What's that look like? Okay. I started moving this part down more. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Let's move you up some more, maybe. Even a little more. Okay, now let's maybe build down here some more so it actually looks like it's like kind of like swooping into it, I think. Actually, from right here, let's divide again. Think. I think from here you make this go inward. feel like it was harder to get this shape than it should have been. But I think that is a good basis for what I'm trying to get. Like it goes down, and then maybe goes up. I gotta send a message real quick. 1 second. One day, maybe. Okay. I feel like I want this to look more full. Maybe just inflate? Yeah. Hey. Alright. Sweet. This is looking so much better than my previous ones. Alright, I'm gonna duplicate this. I think from here, let's see. So there was a tool that someone was messing with. I think I saw a video where it was curve 2. No. Curve snap surface. Let's delete the lower subdivisions, and now we'll try this curve tool. Okay. So it was that. I need to find the video. History. Right on, my dude. I appreciate you stopping by. It was good to see you. I love you too, my dude. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for being here, man.
Go ahead and click it. If I just showcase, the brush we will be using for this process is called the Curve Tube Snap. It does the same thing as the curve tube, but it snaps to a surface underneath it, which is why we created a base of hair. Go ahead and click it. If I just showcase what it normally does, it creates a nice little curve that is the size of your brush that attaches to whatever surface it's on. But it doesn't quite look like hair yet, so I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to go to Stroke and Curve Modifiers. Here we'll see a bunch of cool options, but first we're going to look at the size option and turn that on. What that does is enables this curve here to edit the size of the brush we're going to be using. So let's try to make a hair-like size change. I'm going.
Wait, what did you turn on? Wait, go back, go back, go back.
Go to Stroke and Curve Modifiers. Here we'll see a bunch of cool options, but first we're going to look at the size option and turn that on. What that does is enables this curve here to edit the size of the brush we're going to be using. So let's try to make a hair-like size change. I'm going to start by raising the root of the hair. So this is where the curve starts, and this side is where the curve ends. I'm going to start the hair a little bit thick, then I'm going to make the hair end a little bit thinner. Then I'm going to add a point in the middle by simply clicking on the graph, and I'm going to make that the thickest point. What I'll do is it'll start my hair off thin, get it thicker, and then thinner. Let's see what that does.
Oh, I see. Then I think maybe, do I want to start off thick and end pretty thin? Especially if I just want like swoops. Hi or something. Thank you so much for following me. I really appreciate it. That's really awesome of you. It is not a Lord Farquaad head, but it does look very much like that, doesn't it? Here, I'll show you. So I think above my stream, yeah. So above my portrait, right at the very top, there is like my reference image that I'm trying to recreate. But I am doing some Magic the Gathering fan art. So let me pull up the full reference picture. Pictures right here. So right here, I'm trying to recreate a card called Lorehold Charm. Nah, you're dude, Kai. Or you're good, dude, Kai. And yeah, right now I'm just working on the hair. And then as for everything else, we've got our shield and debris. What else? And then pretty much just like the whole body sculpted. So like once this stuff is in its proper position, like that or something, it'll basically just like look like that. And then I'm gonna fill in the gaps so that you don't see how busted the topology, or like how busted the model looks behind. Yeah, and that's kind of where we're at with the model so far. Yeah, dude, that's actually crazy. My name is actually Patrick. So I guess if I gave off Patrick vibes, there must be something to that. Where are we at? We're at the head. That's actually so crazy, dude. Wow. Damn. That's sick. Oh, thanks, Kai. I appreciate it. Wait, are there intense Patricks? That's kind of a scary thought. Here, actually. So, this is my second one that I've done. I'll show you the first one. Are you into magic at all? Let's see. Stream pictures. Alright, so the first one I did, I tried to recreate Sol Ring. Here's the reference. And then here is the final render. And dude, this project was super fun. Oh my gosh. There you go. But yeah, super stoked with how that one turned out. I mean, I think Steven Universe counts as magic. I love Steven Universe, dude. That show was so fun. Oh man, dude. That was a good show. Wow, thanks, Kai. I really appreciate it. I would say that because I still have so much to learn, but that's really kind of you. Thanks, man. But yes, dude, Steven Universe, actually. One second. I used to have a really cool Steven Universe shirt. I don't know where it is right now, but yeah. Such a good show. Dude, I know. The crazy thing about, I feel like, all these 3D programs is like as soon as you open them, it's like everything is so overwhelming. Like there are so many UI elements, so many commands and button prompts and stuff, and it's like, it's insane. But yeah, I've been doing this for a few years, but I still have so much to learn, especially with ZBrush. I haven't used ZBrush as much as I would have liked, so I've been working on that a lot. Yeah, see, that's all. That's the most important button too now. Dude, that's a universal program command, you know? Where were we at? Okay. Oh, okay. That's really cool, Kai. So what kind of like traditional art do you do? Is it sculpture or do you do like 2D? And then were you doing traditional first and then wanted to give digital a shot? Drawings mostly? That's cool. Dude, I have such huge admiration for like 2D artists. I mean, of course, like 3D artists too. But like 2D artists, I find what they're able to do just like on like a just like a flat image, so impressive. Like look at this. Like the way that you can use just like colors to like get so much depth and detail and stuff, I find it insane. Dude, that sounds fun. I like that, Kai. Better than the occasional normal fish. Like you have to do a school assignment and you needed to do like a land or water creature and make them fly, something like that. I mean, that works for me. I mean, why not? How did you do on that assignment? Oh yeah, you have a personal beef with Automod. I am still tweaking my Twitch chat settings, so there are definitely things I can work on. You're halfway through 2 fish with wings in the sky? That's awesome. Dude, if you don't pass, there's something wrong with that grading system, or that grading scale. I think on concept and creativity alone, that should at least be a B. Yeah, let me check this out. I thought I had it set to that. Here. Wait, everything is at maximum filtering. Okay, hold on. Yeah, thanks for pointing this out. Medium or like just not max, because then that's probably for, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch everything to like just some filtering for now and then see how that goes. Oh wait, I have swear words at less filtering. I'll do swear words at like no filtering. And then everything else at just some. Alright, there we go. Medium or just like not maximum, because then that's probably for, I don't know. Plus, if someone goes too far, you go in with the sword mod. That's true. I just give him the hammer. Yes, you can finally say ass with freedom. Alright, now thanks for the help. Can't even clown on yourself. Yeah, I try to post all my daily updates. Not much more than that, but maybe I'll get to that eventually. Let's see. What was I gonna work on? Oh yes. I had this curve tool. Is that you? Kai, are you Ducky? Let's try... What if we did... We'll go to stroke. What if we did something like that? That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kai. That's so sick of you. And thank you, Ducky. And/or Kai. I really appreciate the support. Actually, you know what? We'll go to stroke. Maybe we'll make this even lower. Okay, now what else can we play around with here? Not just, like this? For this, we have like a small one here. You know what? I think with this, we can go to our camera setting in our spotlight, texture, import. Yeah. I don't mind at all. Thank you, Kai. I did hear that all, and initially I was like, man, someone's blowing up my phone. Oh, must be Ducky. Yeah, thank you, Kai. I really appreciate that. That's awesome of you. What would right here, we'll select this. Add to spotlight. Yeah, I feel that, dude. Just like, seeing how much AI stuff out there is actually just like so depressing. But no, that's really cool of you. So are you going to school for art? Dude, me too. Oh my gosh, dude. AI is actually just like such a scourge. And especially with all the data center stuff that's happening right now, it's just like, ugh. The reference cam. How do I scale this one a little bit? There we go. Scale it down a little bit, just a scooch, like that. Nope. Let me go back to reference cam. Let me lock the camera, and now I can move this around freely. This might be slightly evil, but I made a whole burner account. Yes, you go to school for art, and you go to those AI artists that have commissions open. Like, first you don't get the concept, and then you just keep showing them. Yeah, right? Just like make it yourself. Hi. That's awesome. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, that's so sick. They all deserve it. Have you had ones that went like... How do they usually react to that? I'm so curious. You know, I think something like right here is good enough. I just mostly need to capture the look of the hair, so... Okay, so let's see. The overall shape of the face is fine. So now we're working on the hair. 23 accounts? Dude, you are just like terrorizing these artists. That's sick. Oh my gosh, and then you just string them along. That's so awesome. What's the longest you've had or you've spent on someone working on that? Let's expand this out some. I think this main curve is here. Bro, now that you point out how funny or how much this looks like Lord Farquaad, I can't get over that. This face has gone through so many iterations. Like, most recently it looked like Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple. A little bit before that, it looked like John Cena. Now this hair is making it look like Farquaad. It's going through a lot of iterations. When you finally get them to crack, they just start insulting you. That's funny, dude. Of course. You have a bunch of stickers. And some guy kept working for an hour and a half till he just started to cuss you out and then sending you the goofiest, most outrageous gifts. Dude, it feels like, as a whole, they're so full of themselves. Yeah, I wonder if I can find a John Cena one. Lorehold update pictures. Let's see, I think this one was maybe not quite, but it was more along the lines of that. Like getting close to it. And then this is more of like where I'm at, but also more looking like Olmec. Alright, right on, Kai. Sounds good, dude. Oh, that's like the back. Why does the hair look so big? It's fine. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna change to move. That looks really crazy, but okay. Check this out. Okay, that seems good. Go back to this. How do you snap off of that?
Then we're enhancing pieces. So for the main flow, I'm going to, for example, laying down the graph as much as you want to get down the thickest parts of the hair we want to be building. We're going to do main flow and then enhancing pieces. So for the main flow, I'm going to, for example, create the swoop. By the way, if you don't go far enough and you want to add more length to this curve, you can simply hover at the end and you'll see that it connects. The little red line connects. So we're just going to keep dragging and that will update the entire curve. To edit the hair, all you have to do is drag, but you'll notice that the hair has completely come off the head. To fix that, we're going to go to stroke, curve, and we're going to say lock start.
Oh,
and what that will do is it will lock
stroke,
the start so that we can pull the hair as much as we want
start.
without moving the root, which is kind of like how real hair works. To get rid of this little, to get rid of this line that shows up with your curve, you'll notice that the line is still inside the hair. All you have to do is tap anywhere outside. But that also makes the curve no longer editable.
Anywhere outside. That's what I'm doing now. Oh, just on the model. Okay. Alright, right on, Kai. Sounds good. Sweet. You got a lot to clean? Do these become new subtools? Are they part of the same thing? What if I change the stroke? We'll do... Go back to modifiers. What if we do want something like this? Okay. Okay. Been a while since you cleaned it. Was focused on a lot for school. Right on. What year are you in school? Maybe like one right here. Right here. Right here. Did I ever hear of angel hair? I have not. Oh, you're in Belgium. Okay, that's very cool. I have a brother out living in Frankfurt right now. Wow, that's sick. Thank you so much for joining me. All the way from over there. Let's see. In Belgium, it's called IG, third year of secondary. German secondary school. Oh, okay, like as in I guess, for sure. That makes sense. Okay, sweet. So Angel Hair, a little indie animation on YouTube. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out sometime. Okay. Is that like, how popular is it? Because I mean, I know at least for me, let's unlock, let's hide this. Okay, not that. There we go, go back. For a while, I guess like during my generation, there were a few things that kind of popped off, like Slender Man and stuff like that. So I don't know if you know of that. But is it like that kind of level of popular? Let's split masked parts. Okay. Actually, where'd everything go? Here we go. Okay, hold on. Okay, if I wanna... Here we go. Here we go, split masked parts. This one we're just going to delete. Okay, and now we're gonna go back to this, and then we're gonna add that. The hair looks so messed up, but it's fine. The animation kind of goes about an angelic hair that's someone's guardian angel, but came in like cartoon form. Right on. It blew up a couple years back, so not as popular as Slender Man. You used to be terrified of him back then? For sure. I never got into Slender Man, but just like design-wise, I could see how terrifying it could be. That seems good. Nope. Nope. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's maybe... We're gonna split all these to different parts. Okay. And now each of these we're gonna try to actually turn into like little hair swoops, I guess. And then we'll see how that works out. Yeah, right? Definitely. Like, it was a whole phenomenon. I mean, yeah, when you put it that way, it is extremely terrifying. I mean, back in my day, we had horror movie icons like Chucky and Jason and Freddy Krueger to be scared of. What do I want? I want this one. How do I get this to look like? So what am I going for? I think I want the idea that this is coming down, and then these are the hair swoops that come out. So that would be like this. Like, these are the cowlicks. So I think... You used to think that Jeff the Killer and all those other creepypastas would slime your ass out if you dared use the bathroom at night. We have the Walton Files now. It's a horror thing on YouTube, by the way, not like some... No, for sure, I get that. I don't know Jeff the Killer or the Walton Files. I just don't know any of that stuff. Let's maybe divide again. Let's see. Something like there. And then maybe like that. And then like that. And then what if I used slide on this, actually? Jeff the Killer is basically, again, a pale white guy with an eerie, almost cut-out flesh smile. That is, well, just a normal human, but psychopathical problems. Okay. Gosh, I'm almost afraid to look him up. Jeff the Killer. Oh, this thing. Okay. Okay, I've definitely seen that before. I didn't realize that's what that was, though. Okay. I think that is kind of like what I'm going for, actually. Let's divide again. Let's slide. We do want to divide and slide. And then maybe on here, we can like build this up. We'll divide this thing and then build this up. Yeah, right? It's so funny to think just like how much stuff scares you as a kid, but when you get older it's just like, you know what was there to be scared of? Like, you can understand but why you were scared as a kid, but then realistically it's just like, huh, you know, you could just like easily take care of it or something. Let's see, we're gonna import a few brushes actually. Load brush. Standard hair sculpting, no. Alright, standard blocking. Standard refiner. Surface blocking. Okay. Go on surface blocking. This one's gonna be in like threes. There's like a small one, a bigger one, oops, and then like a medium one. But now you also have overly realistic, eerie Minecraft mods to be scared of. Or you go watch the atrocity that Wicked 2 is. Purposefully. Yeah. Dude, yeah, I don't know. It feels like kids nowadays have to deal with so much, like, internet creepiness. Like, real and fake. Than what kids my age used to go through. Or... Okay. Or go urbexing. I don't even know what that is, dude. You're teaching me so much. I don't know if I want to look this up. Oh, urban exploring. Okay. That makes sense. I just never heard it called urbexing, but that makes complete sense. Actually, that reminds me. My friend was, he took a trip to Croatia a few years ago, and he went urbexing around like some World War II ruins or something. He says it was really, really creepy. How many divisions was this? 3? That's 1, 2, a 3. What did I end up doing? I think I did the Damien standard brush. I went out like that. This one went pretty far out. And this one went kind of out. Let's do slide. We'll slide there first. Maybe this just needs to come out more. Just gotta remember the 5 minutes rule. You're still not entirely sure what it is. But your friends did tell you that it means that you need to never stay in one spot or around one spot for more than 5 minutes to not be in danger of whatever potential danger there is. Cops or whatever animal. I think that sounds like a very good rule. Like, you just don't stay in one place for too long, especially in like a kind of like dangerous or unsafe environment like that. That's good advice. But damn, do your friends do that a lot? It kind of needs to swoop up more some. What if I... Ooh, actually, what if I slide this way? Maybe it's not as rounded. Because cops really don't like people going into abandoned places in your town, for sure. No, I mean, I get you, dude. Like, technically, I live in a town. Do I live in a town? It's weird thinking about, like, the distinction of towns and cities, because it's like, I mean, a town... You envision a town to be like something you see in a game, but that's not necessarily the case. It's just like population-based. So no, I totally get you. I mean, I used to live in a town called Fishers, and then it became the city of Fishers just because the population got big enough, but it never looked like a video game town or anything. I think that looks alright. Willowbroke? Huh. I have not played Undertale, although I do really want to. Actually, funny you mentioned that. There is like an Undertale symphony coming to Fishers, which Fishers is still just like 15 minutes away from where I live now. But yeah, there's like an Undertale symphony coming to Fishers, and I feel very tempted to play the game so that I can go to that with context. Dude, Willowbrook does sound like an orc city. Or something. Dude, that's such a fantasy name. It's kind of cool, actually. Let's do... Start with 2,000 here, I think. This one's gonna have like a smaller one. So I think something like that. Then a medium-sized one. Hi, Nick. Welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out today. That's awesome. It's good to meet you. You don't know what Fishers is, but you can tell from that place in the game what boss fight or from whatever scenario the music is from. That's really cool. In Undertale? What am I making? Yes, Nick, I am trying to... When you see it from this angle, it looks so bad. I'm trying to recreate a Magic the Gathering card called Lorehold Charm. Pretty big into Magic, so I'm just like using my stream as a chance to like work on my 3D and then recreate Magic cards. There we go. And right now I'm working on the hair. It is a huge mess, but we're getting there. Yeah, or I'm making Lord Farquaad. You're right, Kai. Dude, hair is a struggle. Do you do 3D, Nick? Maybe let's build it up first. Okay, how do you do like... There's a back face thing. Modifiers. Surface. Hold on. I gotta look something up. Okay, Nick, you do character art and props when you can. That's really cool. Kai, when you draw hair, it's still a struggle. Which is why you give half your characters an afro or straight hair. You know, that is totally fair, dude. Whatever you can get to work. Okay, you would block out all the hair first, then go medium detail and then full detail. And then you do 3D art. That's awesome. What programs do you use? See, that's what I tried, as in like, I don't... No, I mean, I definitely feel what you're getting at. But maybe to that point, would you have suggestions with this then? Where was I? Where was my duplicate? Right here. So like, if this is my hair block out, right? How would you approach blocking out like the waves or like the cowlicks or where the hair curls up? Because I think that's my biggest struggle right now. You use Blender and Substance Painter? Nice. Not at all. Yeah, this hair, I totally see what you mean. This definitely does look like Lego hair. Yeah, dude, and I love the mix of like 2D and 3D that we've been seeing in movies and shows lately, like Arcane, Spider-Verse, K-pop Demon Hunters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Like, I think those shows have done a lot to just like fuse the two mediums, or like those shows and movies. Draw shapes on top of your drawing, then try to replicate this hair and see what the shapes look like. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, there definitely are. Like the show, like Arcane, great example of it. Or even like the Spider-Verse movies. Like you have like the 3D characters, but a lot of 2D elements. With like the explosions, the visual effects, like smoke, fire, all that type of stuff. Dude, Kai, that's awesome. I think that's sick. Who's your favorite turtle? And Nick, you do this kind of art. Okay, you do a lot of stylized stuff? That's really cool. Stylized textures are definitely something that I want to practice. I've never tried it before, but that's something I would like to give a shot. Alright, right on, Kai. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you're going out for good, but if you are, but have a good rest of your day. Okay, so Nick, what your suggestion? Does Pure have drawing capabilities? I don't know, but I don't see why I can't open. Ooh, wait, maybe it does. It does. In Substance Painter, it's super easy. It seems like it would be. I love Substance Painter. That's what I use for texturing too. Oh, I guess I showed Kai earlier when he popped in, but I will show you too, Nick. So my first project was this Soul Ring. And then my final, my final render. What's this? So for this, I used a mix of ZBrush, Maya, and Substance Painter. ZBrush for like sculpting and baking down details. So I sculpted the stone, the cracks, baked like the high poly detail onto a more mid poly version of the object. All the lighting and stuff I set up in Maya. The particles were like a particle system in Maya. Same with the smoke, it was like a fluid system in Maya. And then Substance Painter I used for the stone. Yeah, turned out really cool. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. That project turned out super fun. Yeah, dude. I'm super happy with how that ended up turning out. But then yeah. So what you would do here for the hair is that all hair has 3 levels of hair blockout. Let's say the top of the hair is usually just the crown and so on. So I think what you mean by that is like, say for example we're doing the top of the hair. Let's kind of expand this. And, ooh, I can draw beyond the borders. That's cool. It's like, let's say the hair goes to like right here. Okay, something like that. When you say 3 levels, sorry, I hope this is okay that I'm just like picking your brain like this. But when you say 3 levels, do you mean like, you know, like this is level 1? I don't know, like this is level 2, and then that's level 3? Like you kind of like break the hair up into 3 levels? Or like 3 different parts? Or is it more like 3 levels of detail? Okay, interesting. That's like, oh, that's so smart actually. Okay. Very, very interesting. Do you... Because you can see that hair has volume. That's true. And that's something that I'm having a lot of difficulty capturing. So then... In the case of bangs, would you maybe do like... What, like... Like that's 1 level, maybe even this piece too. Got bangs right here. This is level 2 maybe. Wait, I feel like that's me overcomplicating it. You do bangs separately too because it's the most important? For sure. I mean, I don't see why I can't just add like another level for bangs. So it's like a bangs section. Maybe like a level 1 section right here. like a level 2 section, which would probably be like right there, and then a level 3 section. Huh. And it seems easier, like it could be easier to work with that rather than having the hair just be like one big block out. Okay. I see. That's a really good approach, Nick. Thank you. Here's section 2. Right. Yeah, and by masking parts, it helps you focus on like different parts. Okay, let's try that approach. And you know what? All this hair stuff will at least merge down for a bit. We'll merge those all together and then just keep it just in case. Let's go to the head. Let's maybe... Let's maybe mask where we want the hair to come out from. And then we're just going to create like a... We're going to create a separate surface that we can just like use kind of as the hair almost. How long have you been doing 3D for, Nick? Maybe a bit lower. You're missing ears? Yeah, I know I'm missing ears, but thankfully, that's not something I'm going to worry about too much. Since the reference image does not have ears, I'm just not going to include them. On and off for 2 to 3 years. That's awesome. Yes, if you could share your work, that would be sweet. I would love to check it out. A wild Vileplume appeared. Hey, Vileplume. Happy Friday. It's good to see you. Also, just in case, Nick, I stream to both Twitch and YouTube, so if you see me talking to someone that hasn't been messaging on Twitch, it's probably on YouTube. Or vice versa, Vileplume. Yeah. Yep, you're here. Well, actually, Vileplume, I just happen to have started streaming later, so I'll be hanging out later today. Big tall 3D. Nice. Nick, do you mind if I share it on screen? But yeah, Vileplume. Met someone new over on Twitch, also a 3D artist, and this is their work. And man, Nick, your stuff is really cool. So much stylized work. I love it. Like, especially like the painting you did on like this wagon and then this cup and the axe, dude. Man, I like the lighting in there a lot too. Ooh, this camera looks nice, dude. Yeah, Nick, your stuff is really cool. Wow, this is sick. I love the lighting in here. With the reflections too. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing, Nick. This is really sick. And this one. Is this environment for a game? Yeah, this is cool. I love the quality of this one. What did you do for like the textures? Are these normals or displacement maps? That's cool. Old 2020 work. You were looking into some game art, but you still have no clue how to code? For sure. I feel that. I don't know anything about coding either. Yeah, Vileplume. I saw your video. That was funny. The Vileplume doesn't know how to dance. That was a good one. Nice. Okay, normals and displacements. Yeah, this looks really good. Actually, kinda, I know it just came out, but kinda gives me slight, like, Crimson Desert vibes with, like, how detailed it is. Probably because of the displacement maps. That's awesome. Here, I'll show you a little bit of my stuff. It's not that crazy. I did some character sculpting for a board game, which unfortunately never came out. But these were some of the sculpts I did. These were meant to be like 3D printed, which I think they would have come out really cool. Let's see. These were some models I did for like a previous job that I had, where we were doing like some Unity scenes in VR for basically like home inspectors. Do I have? I do. So yeah, mostly just like doing props. I have not really done like any characters or like any stylized stuff at all. I mean, I modeled these, but I didn't texture them. I modeled and animated these. This was for like a convention a while back. It's like extremely simple rigs and like weight painting. This is a 3D printed project that I've been working on for a friend. Basically, they just wanted like a dice tower. A 3D printed shoe for my brother. Thank you. Yeah, I did. But then I think with the rise of AI, it was for a home insurance company or like a home inspection company. And then I think with the rise in AI, they were just like, we don't really need you anymore. Oh yeah. So the shoe. My brother had a coworker my brother has a coworker who had a daughter, or who has a daughter, that was outgrowing her shoes. So as a Christmas gift, my brother wanted to like get one of her shoes like sculpted and 3D printed so that he could gift it to his friend. But yeah, without any context, that just sounds so funny. But yeah. Yeah, actually, TPU. Yeah, is that the one that goes in the layers? It was not resin, so if he had a resin printer, I think it would have. I mean, it would have just like looked a lot better. I think it was mostly just like a decoration for his friend to like hang up, maybe as like a Christmas ornament on a tree or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, mostly like a gift for his friend related to his friend's kid, you know. Yeah, your stuff looks good. I love your stylized texturing. That looks really nice. Vileplume, why haven't I commented on the video? I forgot to. If I'm being for real. Sorry about that. I'll go back and comment on it later today. Like this thing, ooh, when you got an animation for it. Very cool. Oh, and this is your reference? Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Well, Vileplume, I know I don't have to, but I want to. Oh, and also, Nick, I just saw the notification. Thank you so much for the follow. That's super awesome of you, dude. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'll probably be back on. I'll be on for like another hour or so. But Nick, it was so great to meet you. I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, see you, dude. Sure, let's accept this. Vileplume, your next animation isn't going to be about Vileplume? What? How can it not? Is it going to be about Oddish or Gloom? Okay, let's see. So, Nick suggested... Hey, Dancevar! It's coming, I guess. I feel like I've just tried different things, and I still have been unsatisfied. But now I'm gonna work on, like, what if I block out the hair in multiple stages? I got a suggestion of just, like, blocking out different parts of the hair, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Where it's like, I'm gonna block out the bangs, and then I'm also gonna block out, like, this top portion, and this middle portion, and then the bottom portion. And then we'll see from there. But I mean, to that point, I really like my base hair of, like... Was it this one? No. Where is it? Where is it? Bring the head back. I like this. So I think maybe let's split it up into parts and then maybe block out those parts and then see what we can get at. We'll duplicate this. Oh, it's going to be about Plants vs. Zombies? Okay, Vileplume. Very cool. Yeah, how are you today, Danzabar? So let's see, we've got some bangs. Where would the bangs come up? Like maybe... right here. I feel like bangs kind of come out to about right here. Alright, see you, Vileplume. It was good to see you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Nice, Danzavar. Same here. Got my coffee in hand. I ended up starting at noon today rather than the usual 10 o'clock. So I'm a bit on late. I'm on a bit later than usual today. There we go. Yeah, maybe we... What happens if we split this? do that. Let's see. Zebra, canvas, small. I don't know what happened, but my in the document tab. Okay. Thank you, Danzavar. Let's see. There we go. How did I do that? I pressed Control 0. Weird. Huh. Alright. You have to create and then click. Oh, interesting. Oh my gosh, Danzavar, did I teach you something? Yeah, right? Well, we're learning together. Oh my gosh. Dude, watching people that are good at ZBrush is so... It's like so impressive. It's just like, oh my gosh. You know exactly what tool you want to use at any given moment and where it is, and you have your custom UI set up in such a cool way. It's just like, oh jeez. Okay, why won't this let me split my masked parts? But I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just extract. That's fine. We're gonna invert, we'll extract, change this to 0.01, should be fine. Nope, other way around. We'll accept that. Okay. Here's my reference. Okay, let's make the top portion. What am I doing? Okay. Let's see. Cool. Actually, let's go back. Let's invert here. So Danzibar, the projects that you're working on, are they for fun? Are they like for a commission? Is it for a job? Feels like it. Actually, you're bouncing between some commission pieces and just personal stuff at the moment, so both. Okay, very cool. That's awesome, dude. Let's extract there. Sure, we'll accept that. So now we've got the front, we've got the top. Yes, let's do down here now, maybe. Do you have like a specialty that you like to do a lot? So like, are you doing game art? Are you doing like, I guess just like animations? Or like still frame renders? Or do you just kind of like do a mix of whatever comes your way or whatever you find interesting? I think that seems alright. We'll accept that. And then back to our hair. Let's invert. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all this. Ideally, you'd like to do game art, but it's mostly been little miniatures for Tabletop Simulator or just actual printing. Awesome, dude. Dude, honestly, that is I feel like that is one of my dream jobs. Getting into, like, miniatures for board games. Like, as you can tell, or maybe as you can see, I have a ton of board games in the background. And I love board games. Especially games with minis. Like, ugh. I know they make the games ridiculously expensive, but still, I just love just like how cool board game minis can be. Especially for like, I would love to see the process that some companies do for like board game adaptations and how they approach minis. So like for example, Steamforged Games. They do a lot of board game adaptations. Monster Hunter, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. I wonder if they collab with the companies and then they get like the 3D models directly from those companies like Capcom and Sony and such, and then just like, I don't know, I guess dynamesh them and then resculpt them, make tweaks to like specific poses to get them viable for 3D printing. I've always been very curious on that. Okay, I think this looks fine. So now we have all of our hair blocked out. Now what do we do? Let's see. Yeah, see, that's exactly. So I've been always curious about that. Because it's like, let me see if I can find a game or a mini real quick. Yeah, these are great examples, I feel. Devil May Cry, The Bloody Palace board game. I condense a lot of my board games just to save space. So I have a lot of extra expansion minis in this box. Like taking a look at this dude, right? Like look at how detailed this mini is. Like, of course, someone could sculpt it, but it's like, I feel like they would save so much more time if they just took a high poly and then just, reutilized it for 3D printing. Oops. I feel like that would save a whole lot of time and time on both companies' ends, where like on one side, on the board game side of things, you don't have to like sculpt something crazy, and then on the like the IP holder side of things, the board game company's already working with a character model that you would think is approved. Like it would have their approval already. So there wouldn't be a need to keep going through back and forth iterations to be like, oh, I want you to tweak the model to make it this way so that it actually more closely resembles the character. But yeah, I don't know. Feel like it could go either way. You're sure that if they're outsourcing the work that they'll provide reference, but you imagine most of the models are bespoke. Especially if the model is extremely complex and imposed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. I think that they would be more likely to provide like a ton of accurate reference and stuff. But yeah, for like a super crazy model though, because like for example, Steamforged, they did a Horizon Zero Dawn board game, and then just like having to create a 3D model of like the Thunderjaw or like the Stormbird or something, that seems like a lot. I mean, I'm sure Sony and Guerrilla have a lot of really good reference, but yeah, just giving a high poly version just to like work off of also seems like it would be very helpful. Let's make a... But I guess with that, Danzivar, do you also play board games? Or do you just kind of like do the art for tabletop games and stuff because it's like the 3D projects that you've been able to find? I think it's maybe time we turn off symmetry. Oh my god. Press that so much. There we go. I think these are maybes. You don't play a lot of board games, but you got pretty into Kill Team for a while. You just like sculpting characters and people like their minis. For sure. I respect that. Is that what that is when you press like Shift X? Expose? Okay. Unbind or delete. Press Ctrl-Alt-click on the UI element or menu item. Well, now that I know that, I'm gonna look on how to unbuy that because that is huge. Bro, I keep pressing it like multiple times a day. Hotkey store. Okay. Brush. Expose. Does that turn something on, actually? I don't think so. Used to be at the bottom. Oh, it's right here, actually. Interesting. Okay, thank you. That helped a lot. Alright, so let's see. That's Control Alt click. And the press and delete key. Hotkey note. The currently assigned hotkey is standard and cannot be deleted. Let's see. Unbind, expose, ZBrush 2021. Right on. I'll get to the bottom of this. Thank you, Danzabar. Maybe I can stick it onto a new thing. Let's do... Oh gosh, is Alt-L something? Alt-P? I'm never gonna do Alt-P. Well, I hope Alt-P wasn't something. Alright, I'll take that. That's actually cool. Leaping. Is there a hotkey for transparent? ZBrush. Shift T? Oh, that's nothing. It's going to be. That's thick. Now we got Shift F, Shift T. 1 second, I'm getting a call. I'm learning. Okay. Alright. I think breaking down the hair into different parts is very helpful for me. You can enable customize in preferences config and use the Control A to drag to banish the expose button to the... Oh, that sounds... I like the sound of that. Okay. You can enable customize in preferences config. Enable customize. Use Control A drag to banish expose button. Control A... Wait, where'd it go? Yeah. Okay, this is actually something that I've been kind of curious on. Is part of my UI cut off? Like underneath expose? Like, is there more down here? Also, this program does not want me to get rid of expose. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Let me move the camera real quick. Thank you. This one? No, I'll just hide it. There we go. I'll just hide it for a second. So whenever I do customize, or right now, I have enable customize turned off. I can see expose at the bottom, but I've kind of always been curious if there's more down here that I just can't get to, and if part of my UI is cut off. But then when I enable customize, it like pushes expose down further, and now I can't reach it. Try shift control drag up and down. Ooh, okay. Let's try that. Shift control. Maybe with customize available. Okay. Shift control, drag up and down the buttons. Okay, that didn't work. And then scrolling in the buttons doesn't do anything. Does Shift C do anything? It does not. Oh, it's about to. Shift C for camera. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool, dude. That's so cool. Okay. Move your mouse between the divider there and oh, like up here. Yeah, that. I knew that to always like move this, but I've never been able. Oh wait, oh my, wait, nope. Actually, that doesn't do anything. Oh, there, I thought there was a slight one here, like a slight gap that I could manipulate, but nope. Actually, that gives me an idea though. Let's enable customization and see if that slight gap is there. I still can't move up or down. Nope. Very strange. That's okay. I mean, now that it's on, what, Alt-P, I don't think I'll ever press that combination of buttons while in ZBrush, so... You'd think it would let me scroll if I had more buttons there, but they're all visible, aren't they? I think they're all visible. Like, I guess the main thing I never knew is if, like, there's anything past expose or not. Like, it feels like there could be, but I've just never seen them. Actually, you know what? Let me... Hold on. Try holding control and drag. Just control. Oh my goodness, dude. That was it. Hell yeah. Let's go. Alright, so then we can... What was this? We did the custom. Enable customize. Control A, drag. That's cool. Oh, control object. No worries. Oh. And then that's it. And then it's gone. And then ZBrush will never expose itself again. That's actually so cool. Okay. And then do I choose store config? Hell yeah. Master has been saved and moved. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. Ah, you're making me want to play around with the UI now. Like, I've always wanted to mess around with the UI, but I've just never done it. But, like, I've seen such cool UIs. No. Those exposed days are behind me, dude. Yeah, like, let's see. Let me think of some things that I've always wanted. I've seen a UI here that has just like several like recently or most used brushes. I think that looks super great. Having like a button up here, which I think I've seen for like Divide or Dynamesh, seems really sick. Yeah, that way I can mostly just stick in the subtool menu and not have to keep going back and forth between geometry and subtool. Yeah, so definitely some things I'm going to try to play around with sometime. Thank you, Danzavar. That's so sick. Let's see, we've got a swoop, a swoop, swoop, and then like a wiggle down a bit, and then we've got a double swoop. I like that. On the oh yeah, just like this whole section down here. You know, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, this is so much like real estate that I'm not using. Damn, that's so smart actually. I'm gonna play around with ZBrush for like an afternoon or something. I think at this point, just because of what I did with these, it's probably better that I just Dynamesh them. That's okay. I know that this kind of works, so I'm going to go back to them being... Let's Dynamesh. How big of a Dynamesh? Ooh, that's too big. Too big. Eee. So nice. Okay. Damn, these are kind of some nice looking swoops. I love the effect that I'm getting off of the slide tool, but I wish I knew how to use it better. Like, I feel like it's so hard to like try to get what I'm going for. It's more like we've got 2 swoops right here, which we can kind of figure out later. Make it a small one. Yes, dude. AccuCurve, that's right. I forgot about that. Thank you. I remember you mentioning that now. I think that's in brush. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? And maybe I can just brute force it until it looks good enough. Yes. I remember, I like back face masking a lot. I can just never remember where it is, but that's the thing that doesn't influence the other side, unlike thin meshes, right? Right here, back face masks. And auto masking, okay. It actually looks a lot different now. That's so true. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like, you know, I should be making notes. Custom UI buttons. AccuCurve. Back face. Mask. Divide. As well as delete high or lower. Dynamesh. Z Remesh 2 probably, but I don't use that one as much. Oh, delete hidden? Yes. Hide part and show part. Masking. I don't even remember what part delete hidden is in. Modify topology, delete hidden, yes. Yeah, those are good buttons for now. Seems fine. These kind of down here, and then we can just like use Dam standard to shape them. Let's get like the bigger loops, and that's what I want to try to get with the rest of today. I guess they would be going with the flow of the hair, would be like something like this. Actually, right above the corner of the eye. Actually, these are much lower than the corner of the eye, so this one would be like right here. This one's good here. That's good for now. This one is like right here. Sure. I think that looks good, and then maybe like one more right above the eye. Kind of going like that, maybe? Okay. This is good. I'm feeling really good about how this is going to be. Danzibar, I'm going to call it for now. I really appreciate it. I feel like every time you're on, I just learn so many new things, and dude, I am so grateful for all of that. But yeah, it was great to see you. It's nice to catch up and just kind of like chat and just hang out. So I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you soon, I'm sure. Yeah, and thank you for hanging out. Good luck with your projects, dude. I'll talk to you later. Bye.